Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jacqueline, and in this video I'm going to show you how I make this here sailboat block using the Accuquilt die system. I am going to use the Accuquilt die system to cut out the shapes, and there are two shapes, so let's get started. Okay, these are the two dies I am going to use to make the sailboat block. It's 12-inch finish, and there are two shapes in the block. We have the half square triangle, and then we have the rectangles. And there are two rectangles on this here block, so we'll be able to cut out 6 shapes. 12 shapes. You can stack 6 fabrics, and that'll give me 6 on the bottom and 6 on top. And the same with the triangles. Again, there are 2 shapes, two exact same shapes. And if you stack 6 fabrics, you'll get 12 of the half square triangles. Okay? All right. Okay, so this is the Accuquilt die cutting system. This is called the Accuquilt Go. It's hand crank. You just open it up like this. You just open it up like this. And let's start with the rectangle die. Okay? And you also need the cutting mat that goes with the die. And it goes like this. Alright, so I have already pre-cut my fabrics. Well, rough cut my fabrics. Rough cut my fabrics. This is one piece of fabric. And I'm just going to fold it in half. And this should give me 4. It's going to give me 8 of the rectangles. 4 and 4. Because we've got it folded once, and then got it like this, and we fold it in half, and then we're going to fold it in half again. Actually, we might fold it 3 times. Let's see. Okay, so alright, so here is our die. Okay, and then we're going to lay our fabrics. The grain should be, this is the grain. So we want to lay it on the cross, I think it's called cross grain. And now I'm going to fold it in half, and it's going to cover up the shapes. We got a little extra room on the side, and you need that so that you can cut out your shape. So, let's see. So we're going to cover our die, and the dies are at an angle. They're not straight on the board. They're kind of crooked, and that's how they're supposed to be. And you also want to lay your fabric crooked as well. You want your fabric to lay the same way your shapes are. Okay? Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to fan fold up to the shapes. Yeah, I think I should be able to get, so we're fan folding it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The top part is a little short, but we'll be able to get the bottom shape, but we won't be able to get the top shape off of this hip piece. Okay, so just like that, fan fold it. Like that. And then take your cutting mat and put that on there. And then normally my cutter would be this way, but because my table, I have a lot of stuff on my table, so I got it turned this way. And so normally you would be in front of the die, the cutter I mean, and then you would just crank it through like this. The table is a little short. you just roll it through and it come on the other side. Okay, you want to rub it, get rid of some of the static, and then I just slide my mat off like this. And then you want to take off the scraps. I put my hand on the shapes to hold them down so they don't come up, and I pull off the scraps. And this is what we have, the scraps right here. Okay, we'll put that there. And then here are our shapes. And it looks like I was able to get 8 shapes. Let's see. Actually, no, because this here didn't cover the whole die. So I won't use this piece because it didn't cover the whole die. But I got, this is 2. We got 2 pieces here, 2 shapes here. Oops. We got 1, and we got 2 here. Okay, and then we got here, we were able to cover the entire die, and here we got 6 shapes here. Okay, we got 6. So all together we got 8. So I am going to cut out the rest of my shapes for this die, and then I'm going to show you how I cut out the triangles. Okay, now let's cut out the triangles. Again, we use our smaller mat for our triangles, so we don't need this one. Okay, so then I've rough cut out some fabric pieces, and let's see, let's cut out the orange. Okay, see here, and this is a little big. It could have been cut a little shorter. See all of this extra I have, and I can't fold it, can I? No, because it's really close. Let's see. Maybe we can fold it. Let's see. Okay. You know, I think I can. I think I have enough to cover the shapes. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can. So, let's see. So, again, the shapes are not straight on the board. And there's 2 shapes, and I'm just going to take my fabric, I'm going to cover up the shapes, I'm going to follow the shape. Okay, I think I have enough fabric. Now I'm going to cut out this here tail. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off, because we don't want it to pull on the fabric. So let's cut that off, and then we're just going to use this here, and this is going to give us, this is 4. It's folded, so we should get 4 shapes and 4 shapes. So we should get 8 pieces or 8 shapes. And then we're going to cover with a mat, and we're going to run it through a cutter. Okay. All right. And rub it. Slide this off. Oh, we just had enough. Hold the pieces down. Get rid of the straps. And then here are our shapes. And we got 4 here and 4 here, which give us 8. Okay? It'll give us 8. And this is going to be our side triangle. And let's do another one. Let's do the yellow. Now, let's see. Do we have enough to cover? Let's see. Okay, so this one is a little shorter. We're not going to be able to fold it because, as you can see, there's still part of the die showing. So, I am going to just lay it off to the side like this. And we could fold it, but then it'll give us 8, and 8 is too many. It'll only allow you to cut up to 6. So let's trim off some of this. Alright, so we're going to take that off. And then we're just going to have 4. So we're going to cut this. And just going to leave that there. That should be fine. Cover it up. Slide it through, just slide this here right through there. And then cut this off. And this should give me 4 on each side. Okay. Slide that off. And this is what it looks like. And then if you just remove your extra, kind of hold it down. Oops. Here's your extra. And I'm going to keep this here. And they're all the shapes. And we got 4 and 4. All right, so I'm going to continue cutting out the rest of my shapes. And then we are going to go to the sewing machine and make this block. Be right back. Okay, so I have all my shapes cut out, all my pieces cut out to make the sailboat quilt. It only uses 2 shapes. We have the half square triangles, and then we have the rectangles. So the sailboat only uses 2 shapes. And this is what the sailboat looks like. Sailboat. You got your blue and your white half square triangles, and then we got the yellow triangles at the bottom. Okay, we have all our pieces cut out, and now let's go to the sewing machine and let's make a block. Okay, we are at the sewing machine, and now I have all my pieces laid out right here on my design board, and I'm just going to push them up here out the way, and I'm going to let's see, we're going to take, let's see, we need, let's put these right here. Okay, so let's see what color should we make. Let's make an orange. We'll do the orange. And so with the orange, we need 2 sides. Okay, so we need 2 sides. Orange, we need 2 sides. Okay, there's 2 sides. It's going to go like this. And then we need 4 whites. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our whites. And then we need 4 blues. I'm going to take our blues, and we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then we actually need 6 of these. We need 6 blues. 4, 5, 6, yep. And then we need 2 of our orange triangles. These. All right, so these are all the pieces that we need. We need triangles, and then we need 2 rectangles, and then we're going to need 1 long strip. All right, so let's move this out the way. Sit that down there. Okay, and let's just lay out our block. So this is going to be the bottom. This is, oops. This is going to be the bottom. I can't see anything. All right, so this is our sides. These are sides. This is our bottom. Our bottom right here. And then we're gonna lay out our whites, 2 up here, and we're gonna put 2 down here. Okay. And then we're gonna add our 4 blue triangles. So we're gonna go right here. Right there, and there. Okay, so that's gonna go right there. That's how that's gonna go. Okay, and then between here we're gonna have our, actually this is the wrong color. We need blue. We need 2 blue for our sides. Not orange, blue. So we only need 1 of these, and it's going to go down there. So we don't need this one, but we need blue. We need the blue ones. We actually need the blue ones. So we're going to put a blue on our sides, okay, right here. And then orange is going to go right here. And the blue is on the bottom. And then we're going to put our blue down here, one over here. And then the orange is right here. Okay. And that is how our boat is going to look. This is how our layout's going to be. Okay, let's sew this together. Now I start with the triangles. Go ahead and sew those up first. And what I do is I make sure I got them together. You don't want any of the blue to show on the other side. Okay. And because they're die cut, they should fit together perfectly. And they do. And then you want to make sure they don't shift. Okay. And I just start sewing. And I don't watch the needle, I watch my fabric. And I got my fabric lined up against this here blue tape. This blue tape. And I also keep my finger on my fabric, on the pieces, to make sure they don't shift apart. And then I just chain sew. Just go on to the next one. Sew the next one on here. And you want to try to sew as straight of a 1/4 inch seam as you can, because these fabrics are cut to the exact size, and so you should not have to do any trimming. If you do, your blocks, your pieces will be short, because we cut these to the exact size needed. And so you really want to be able to sew them straight. And what I'm doing right now is sewing all my triangles together. Oops. And for some reason this one's not lining up. Let's try this. That one wasn't lining up for some reason. Okay. Oh, right sides together. Alrighty. Okay. Make sure you get them nice and straight. And we got one more. Okay, so then we're gonna cut our threads. And we have these all stuck together, and I'm just gonna cut them apart. And I don't always sew perfect, so sometimes my pieces do not always line up because sometimes I just don't get them lined up. And that's because my coordinate seam, maybe it's not always accurate. Well, I know it's not accurate all the time. Also, when you press these blocks, you want to press them, get out. Ooh, that's hot. You want to make sure you press them really flat, and you don't want no folds because that's going to make a difference in your fabrics. And just go here, and I'm pressing to the blue. Pressing to the blue. And this is the Cricut iron, and it gets really hot. And see right here how I shift my pieces. You can see part of the white. You can see part of the white where my pieces shift. So, but like I said, I don't always get that coordinate seam for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm going to iron all these pieces out, and I'm pressing to the blue. And let's do my colored pieces. I'll press these to the orange. I don't think it matters with these two, but oh, and the other one's still under my iron. Let's see. Let's cut this one, and we want to iron this one. And I have a small ironing board right next to me that I'm ironing on. Got a lot of stuff on it, so I'm just using the edge of it. Okay, so, all right. Ooh, these are hot. So we got all our pieces. And they're hot too. They are really hot. Okay. All right. So next we're gonna get this out the way. Okay. So next we are gonna sew these. I'm gonna sew the bottom of our sailboat together like that. Like that. So I'll just put this over here. Line them up and try to sew as close as you can. And then let's do these here. This is a sailboat. You want to make sure you don't turn your pieces the wrong way. Always double check. We'll go this way, and then let's see. Nope, go this way. This way. Nope, that don't line up. This way. Yeah. The blue should be on top. Yeah, so go like that. Okay. And then blue and blue. That's how they're going to go. Okay. And we'll just sew these together. Line them up. Oops. And I need to recheck my coordinates and seam because my pieces are not always, my stitches are not all the same. Okay. Go over there. And then cut this apart, a sailboat, and we want to press this in. Let's see, go, yep, go like this. Let's just do this one. cut. Okay, then we're going to take our sailboats, open them up, make sure they're going the right way. And let's see, are they? You know what? They don't look like it. Let's cut this apart. We got this here. See, I did it wrong. You want your white to be up and down, and I did this one wrong. So I'm going to take this apart. My stitches are really small, so it's not easy getting them apart. I got these. Even though I lined them up, I still sewed them wrong. I still got them twisted. Now when your stitches are this tiny, it's really hard to unsew. Let's try down here. There we go. And you don't want to pull on your fabric because these are triangles. I'm going to cut on the bias. Okay. And I'll just yank them apart. Now let's see. You got your white ones here. This one here. And goes like that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's sew it together. It's real easy to get these mixed up. Okay, so alrighty. Oh, I got it. Yeah, turn it this way. Didn't I? Wait a minute. Yeah, yep, I got them. Yep, that's right. That's your blue, blue, blue. Yep. And then you want to press these. Press these. And open them up. No, you don't want no folds. Press these open. Okay, and then I'm going to press them flat. Okay, and you want to sew, go this way. Okay, this way. Right? Blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. So I'm going to sew these two together. And they should match up in the center. Depends on your sewing, how well you sew them together. Let's go up and let's put it this way, okay? And let's see. You can't even see me. Okay. All right. And then we want to press them. And I press on both sides. And let's see. Now see, I did not line them up. See how my seams didn't line up? So I'm going to take that apart and redo that. I'll be right back. See how my center piece, the seam did not line up? Okay, so I'm going to take that out and then redo that. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to re-sew that block because my stitching was really bad. I think I need to recheck my quarter and seam. This time I'm going to make sure that they line up. Okay, and then you can check here, and they do. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, and one seam going up and one going down. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be better than what it was. Okay. That one going down. Okay, this one's going up. All right. Let's see. Well, it's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. I'm pressing my seams. Doesn't matter which way you press your seams. I try to spread them out so they're not all going one direction. Okay, so I just ironed it, and then here we are. Now it's still off maybe 2-3 stitches. 2-3 stitches, but good enough. Good enough. Okay, so let's keep going. But you want to make sure your 1/4 inch seam is accurate. I think I should make this a little thicker so I don't go over it. All right, so now we're going to sew our sides on like that. The sides are going to go on each side. Okay, so I'm going to do that. If you want to pin, you can pin. I don't pin often. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But with the Accuquilt, because these blocks are cut with the Accuquilt, you should not have to pin. But again, you do have to sew accurately for your blocks to go together perfectly. And I try to hold it when I get to the end because that's where it always wants to turn. And of course my sewing machine came unthreaded. Alrighty, let's rethread my sewing machine. My sewing machine came unthreaded. Hold on. Okay, my bobbin ran out of bobbin. Alright, let's try this again. Go up here. Try this again. Alright, okay. Got threads everywhere. Alright, let's press that. Open it up. and put the other one on the other side. And there we go. We got our sides on. Okay, so let's press them. Let me cut some of these threads. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna iron it. Yep. Try not to have folds in your pressing because that will also make your blocks not line up if you have folds. Okay, so we got our sides on. And now you want to put on, let's press our sides here. And press these out. Let's see. Press them towards the outside. I'm pressing them to the outside, towards the triangles. Okay. This is our bottom. This is going to go underneath our boat. Okay. Let's see. Is this correct? Yes. Blue on the bottom. You always want to double check. Now, if you want to pin, you can. And here I do pin because this piece is so long and I don't want it to shift. And again, I don't sew perfect, so I still struggle with the corded seam. Sometimes my corded seams are absolutely perfect, and then other times they're horrible. And I don't know what other solution to do besides sew a little slower. But even then, sometimes my pieces don't line up. And see, these all line up evenly. And I'm just going to put another pin because I do not want to unsew. All right. Perfect. Okay. And I sew with the bolts on the top. And this is a little too close. Let's see. You should not be able to see any of the orange. All right, so here we go. All right, and we're gonna sew, yeah, like this. Okay, let's see. Check my sewing machine because it doesn't. Machine don't sound right. Does not sound right. Okay. Check my bobbin. Oh, my bobbin is not threaded correctly. Okay, let's try. Alright. Alright. I knew it didn't sound right. Okay, that sounds better. Alright. Cut that off there. All right. can out. Okay. Alright, and then sew a piece of strap. Pick up my pen. This block should not be taking this long. Okay, and there we go. And let's press it. Now I do have a wool mat right here that I'm gonna lay right here. I think this should be okay on my table because this is pretty thick. I'm not gonna be on the table too long with that. This is a wool mat. Okay, and this gets really hot. Okay, so we want to push this out. Okay. Oops. You want to make sure you don't have any fold. There's a bump right here because that's where all those seams come together. Okay, so let's see. We do this. Press. Turn it over and give it another press. And I'm trying to make sure all my seams are going, all my seams are laying down. Oops. Okay. Alright, it's starting to look like a boat. And we got our last piece, which is like the water. I'm going to put that on there. Just like the water. I'm going to put that. And I'm also going to pin this piece just because it's so long. Oh, perfect. Okay. And this block finished at 12 inch. This was cut with my 12-inch die. My 12-inch die. Cube. 12-inch cube die is what I used to cut this block out. Okay, this is a very easy block to sew. Look at this. Okay. I think my bobbin is not threaded correctly because it doesn't. My machine does not sound like it normally sounds, and it's bunching up my fabrics. See, I think my bobbin's not. I had to check my bobbin, but this is the last piece. So now let's press. Give it a final press. Okay. Okay. Open it out. And we want to press this out. And our block is done. Our block is done. And I'm going to give it a press with my bigger iron. There we go. Our block is finished. Block is finished. Block is finished. Now the seams are all pressed flat. But block is finished. Right. And there's a sailboat. And then you can put the two together. One here, and then you got There we go. We got 2 sailboats. Blue, yellow, yellow, yellow. You want to double check to make sure you didn't get anything turned. Oh my goodness. Yes. Nope. My blocks are different. I still did them wrong. I got this upside down. See how you got my white, blue? Here you got blue, white. My sails are going this way instead of this way. See, if I turn it this way, then my sails are going. So my orange and blue should have been at this end. See how easy it is to get these blocks turned? Here are my sails, okay? The sails are the white ones standing, and then you got your blue. So these here should have been down here. So I'm going to rip this off and sew it down at this end. It is so easy to get these blocks turned around. And this one here is done correctly. See how my white are sitting, and then my sail is down here. You see the difference? This is how it should look. Versus this one here, my sails are going the other way. Okay? Alright, that is it for this video. I'm going to switch my bottom and put it up here. And then I think that's it for this video. Again, you want to be careful how you sew your pieces together because it's so easy to get them turned around. I've got them turned around, what, 3 times in this one video. So anyhow, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And this will be in my Etsy shop. All right, bye guys.